the people not to take part in any kind of large gatherings, and the RAF personnel along with ADGP Law and Order Alok Kumar, they are seen marching here in the very vicinity, in the very lane where the unfortunate incident of stabbing had basically taken place.
FIFA bans India. Who is responsible? Was FIFA instigated to suspend India by Praful Patel? Was FIFA misled on Supreme Court order? Arnab debates at 10 p.m.
Looking at the entire situation, the police has now imposed Section 144 and there is a ban on large gatherings for the next 3 days.
Already 4 persons were involved in this stabbing incident yesterday of Prem Singh. So they have been secured. So one person, Jabiullah, he has been secured after opening, taking some action against him. And now we are going to take them into police custody and question them.
After Independence Day, cowardly targeted killing in Shopian. Time for all-out action against terrorists. Terrorists or India? Will Gupkar gang pick a side? Debating tonight at 10:30 p.m.
Kashmir police has gone on record to confirm terrorists fired upon civilians in an apple orchard in Chotipura area of Shopian. One person has been killed, another injured. Both belong to a minority community. Kashmiri Pandits once again are coming under attack.
The multiple cordon and search operation launched by the Jammu and Kashmir police with army so that to nab or neutralize the terrorists behind it.
The FIFA ban that has come shockingly, surprisingly today on hosting the Under-17 World Cup that was to be held in India in 3 cities in October. They're talking about the Supreme Court that tried to solve the muck in the All India Football Federation by saying there needs to be a committee overseeing whatever's happening here.
Already 4 persons were involved in this stabbing incident yesterday of Prem Singh. So they have been secured. Now we are going to take them into police custody and question them.
Face-off over Tipu versus Savarkar turns violent. Mega debate as Savarkar posters trigger row. Arnab debates at 9 p.m.
The RF personnel are now taking out this march there in Shivamogga district. Instructions are also being issued to the people not to take part in any kind of large gatherings, and the RF personnel along with ADGP Law and Order Alok Kumar, they are seen marching here in the very vicinity, in the very lane where the unfortunate incident of stabbing had basically taken place.
On this top story. Let's have a look at what else is making news from across the nation. Tensions have escalated in Karnataka's Shivamogga district after communal clashes on August 14 and 15. In view of the tense situation, strict vigil was in fact also enforced on August 15th when the nation observed its 76th Independence Day. Violence erupted between 2 groups in Shivamogga over the installation of Veer Savarkar's flex at Amir Ahmed Circle.
Mumbai studios of Republic TV, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Arnab Goswami on The Debate at 9. Presented by New Citroën C3 and Amity University. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, Century Ply and JK Tires.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. Today there has been a national embarrassment completely avoidable. The All India Football Federation has been suspended by FIFA. What this means is that India's football community, India's players, our football stars, our aspirants, our future talent, they've all been excluded as members of the global football body. And this has been completely unnecessary. And that is not all, ladies and gentlemen. The Under-17 Women's World Cup football tournament, which was due to happen in India in October, has been called off. It will still happen, but presumably it will not happen in India because India has been stripped of the rights to host the Under-17 Women's World Cup. And why is this happening, viewers? There are allegations today that this has happened because Praful Patel has instigated it. There is one group which is saying that once Praful Patel finished his term and had to go as president of the All India Football Federation, he remains a member of FIFA. And as a FIFA member, he instigated FIFA after giving up his post as head of the All India Football Federation. And as a result of all the infighting, ladies and gentlemen, as a result of all the infighting, the sum total of all of this is that Indian football has, at least as of tonight, as of this minute, been removed as a member of the Global Football Federation. And more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, that the Under-17 Women's World Cup, which carried the guarantee, the sovereign guarantee of the Prime Minister of India, that India is being stopped from hosting the Women's World Cup in October this year. This is reprehensible. This is what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, when a politician puts himself first. Our athletes today are doing well globally because they are being allowed to do so. Our footballers also can be world beaters, but not in these circumstances. Not in these circumstances. Viewers, think about the consequences. The Under-17 Women's World Cup, as I just told you, carried the guarantee of the Prime Minister of India. And tonight, therefore, all those involved must reflect on the consequences of their actions. And we must think tonight, how long should politicians be heading football bodies, sports bodies anyway? Is that what is required? Do they put their personal ambition above national interest? And that is why tonight I am asking viewers, what is bigger? National interest or personal interest? Not just about football, it's about the whole approach, ladies and gentlemen. And it's so unfortunate that this humiliation, this global embarrassment happens to India one day after we complete 75 years of being an independent country. And that's my second debate tonight at 10 o'clock this evening. Massive embarrassment, biggest story of the day. FIFA has suspended India ahead of hosting the prestigious Under-17 Women's World Cup. Who instigated the ban? That's debate number 2. And debate number 1 this evening. Stabbing in Shivamogga in Karnataka to posters being removed. It's a national face-off on Tipu Sultan versus Veer Savarkar in debate 1. And debate number 3 this evening. Right after the patriotic Independence Day celebrations in the Kashmir Valley, Pandits have been killed again. Isn't it time for that crackdown? When will that happen? That's debate number 3. And here are the headlines, the 16th of August, this Tuesday evening on the Debate Tonight. Communal violence breaks out over the Veer Savarkar poster. Hindu youth stabbed in Shivamogga in Karnataka. The Congress asks why is Veer Savarkar's picture being put in a Muslim area, calls it provocation, dangerous politics at play in Karnataka, and the Congress is egging it on. As India suspends FIFA, did politics cost us the Under-17 World Cup? Big investigation on Republic. Who instigated FIFA? Did internal politics cost India the prestigious event? As the Tiranga wave engulfs Jammu and Kashmir, Pakistani cowards target Kashmiri Pandit Sunil Bhatt. And the only two Pandit families in the region were targeted. Will the Gupkar pick a side with the bleeding hearts? Call out on terrorism. And ladies and gentlemen, as India celebrated 75 years of freedom, and as the Prime Minister lauded all our freedom heroes, including very rightly and very appropriately, Veer Savarkar, a dangerous plot was at work in Karnataka. There has been communal violence over a poster of Veer Savarkar. A youth has been stabbed. The Congress is asking why Savarkar's poster being put up anyway. Politicians are making it about Tipu Sultan versus Veer Savarkar. There is a deliberate attempt to distort history, to stoke violence and to polarize. Ladies and gentlemen, let's debate.
It started with this face-off over Veer Savarkar and Tipu Sultan in Shivamogga, Karnataka. And then there were clashes. And then a 20-year-old Prem Singh stabbed. 2 days ago, this is what the Congress leader, D.K. Shivkumar said.
ಪೊಲೀಸವರಿದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದನ್ನು ಅರ್ಧಾಕಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪೊಲೀಸರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಕಾನೂನು ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಮ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೂಡಲೇ ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ, ವಿಡಿಯೋಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕೂಡಲೇ ಕ್ರಮ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿದೆ.
And now the police has increased deployment. Section 144 is in place.
4 persons were involved in this stabbing incident yesterday of Prem Singh. So they have been secured. So one person, Jabiullah, he has been secured after opening, taking some action against him. And now we are going to take them into police custody and question them whether they have got any ideological leanings, any organization is behind all the things, and who provoked them, or any conspiracy is involved in these things. So all these things, while they are in police custody, we are going to question.
तनाव की स्थिति अभी भी है, उसके मद्देनजर जो है यहाँ पर जितने भी पुलिस के अधिकारी हैं, सीनियर पुलिस ऑफिसर्स हैं, उनको तैनात कर दिया गया है. पहले मैं आपको तस्वीरें दिखाऊं, ये वही चौराहा है, ये वही गोल सर्कल है जहाँ पर ये वाकया हुआ था. इसी जगह पर जो है, इसी चौराहे पर तस्वीर लगी हुई थी, पोस्टर लगे हुए थे वीर सावरकर के. उसके बाद जो एक ग्रुप यहाँ पर आता है और वो जो है उसको हटाकर टीपू सुल्तान की तस्वीर लगाने की कोशिश करता है.
Arrests have been made. And the local residents are asking what's wrong with celebrating Savarkar.
One of the proud freedom fighter is Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. He has been jailed for 30 years. The posters were put up in this public place. We have every right to put up the posters of the national freedom fighter.
And then there are others seeing politics.
लेकिन कौन गुंडागिरी करता है, उनके ऊपर क्या करना है हिंदू समाज और पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट करेगा.
The fact is, it's a face-off over Tipu Sultan and Savarkar, and it's escalating in Tumakuru as well, in Bengaluru and beyond.
भाजपा के पूर्वजों के देश तोड़ने के इरादे अभी रुके नहीं थे. 1937 में हिंदू महासभा का अध्यक्ष बनते ही सावरकर ने 2 राष्ट्र के अपने इरादे यानी विभाजन के अपने कुटिल इरादे जाहिर कर दिए. उधर जिन्ना और मुस्लिम लीग तो हिंदुस्तान को तोड़ने की ताक में थे ही, और उनके विभाजन के सिद्धांत को सावरकर, श्यामा प्रसाद मुखर्जी जैसे भाजपा के पूर्वजों का पुरजोर समर्थन भी मिल रहा था.
वीर सावरकर जी का जो योगदान रहा है भारत की स्वतंत्रता मूवमेंट में, वो कोई भी नकार नहीं सकता है. इंदिरा गांधी जी ने भी जब प्रधानमंत्री थी, उन्होंने उनका पोस्टल स्टैम्प जारी किया था, उन्होंने उनके ऊपर एक फिल्म बनाई थी और उनका पार्लियामेंट में एक बहुत ही बड़ी पोर्ट्रेट भी लगी हुई है. तो मैं मानती हूँ कि हर जन का योगदान होना चाहिए. किसी को बड़ा दिखाने में और किसी को छोटा दिखाने में जो आजकल काम हो रहा है, उससे हमें बचना चाहिए.
It's a mega Tipu Sultan versus Savarkar debate now.
Personally, I do not understand why some people have such a problem with a nationalist, a freedom fighter like Savarkar, just because of a difference of ideology. What levels of intolerance has this country gone down to? Gaurav Bhatia, Uday Mahrukar, Sandeep Singh and Madhu Kishwaran on one side, and Tanveer Ahmed, Dr. Lubna Kamal, Vivek Srivastav and Khaliqur Rahman on the other. So the argument being put here by the Congress party is that why is Savarkar's picture being put in a Muslim area? What is the issue here? Is that provoking any community? You put up the pictures of freedom fighters, you don't identify them by their religion. Does one talk about the religion of Bhagat Singh, the religion of Mahatma Gandhi? Does one talk about the religion of Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad? Why invoke Savarkar's religion? Where is the religious aspect of it going on? Yes, no, Vivek, I know I'm opening the debate, but I think you've got to be reasonable.
He was an apologist.
Yeah, you've got to be reasonable and you've got to be knowledgeable. You are neither reasonable nor knowledgeable.
He apologized to the British.
No, you are neither knowledgeable nor reasonable.
So did Nehru. To the British.
So did Nehru. So did Nehru apologize.
Will you call him a freedom fighter?
Okay, Sandeep is opening the debate with Vivek. Sandeep is opening the debate with Vivek. Yes. 1 minute, one at a time. Sandeep, let Vivek speak for 30 seconds and then you come. Yeah. Okay, now tell me, now that I know your argument.
Okay.
1 minute. Vivek, wait a minute. Vivek, just wait a minute. Learn to answer a question. As far as I know, Veer Savarkar spent 13 years in cellular jail. How many years? 13 years in cellular jail. Why? Because of his love for the motherland. You know, he was tied to a mill like a bullock to extract oil by the British. He was fed food by the British. 1 minute, before you call anyone an apologist, allow me to complete. And Uday Mahrukar is here. He was fed food. He was fed food. I'm speaking, so don't speak over me.
Then you don't like Bhagat Singh?
I don't. You know, you are very shallow in your points. You're very shallow. I want Uday Mahrukar to come in. As far as I know, Uday Mahrukar, we must settle this right now. As far as I know, the British hated him so much that they fed him food with pieces of insects and reptiles in it. He was not allowed for 13 years to use a toilet.
He was paid by the British.
He was made to stand all day in handcuffs. Let us understand in history before we deride a person. Yes, please. Uday Mahrukar.
He supported the
Thank you. Uday Mahrukar is on the debate right now with Tanveer.
He supported the partition.
Yes.
No, Arnab, I'll speak only if they keep quiet. I'll listen to them, whatever they want to say later on. Correct?
Yeah.
You see, this debate is totally out of context. Veer Savarkar cannot be evaluated with the tools of Gandhi. Veer Savarkar was a follower of Chhatrapati Shivaji. Chhatrapati Shivaji had tendered 5 apologies to Aurangzeb in his career of 36 years as a ruler, as a fighter. And out of these three of these apologies were followed by a treaty between Mughals and Marathas, and all the three treaties were broken by Shivaji himself because it was part of his Chanakya Niti. So far as Veer Savarkar is concerned, Veer Savarkar himself has not hidden this fact about his mercy petition. It is there in his autobiography, My Transportation for Life. It is there in his Marathi book, From the Darkness of Andaman. In both these books, he says that he actually took up a campaign within the jail to tell his fellow revolutionaries who were in jail with him that, look here, there is no point in rotting here. We should come out through some stratagem and then start this fight again. Secondly, in 1914, when a senior British official wrote a letter to the jail authorities saying that those who have been in rigorous imprisonment for more than 5 years, they can be allowed to stay outside the jail on the sea coast. But that letter specifically says, don't allow Savarkar despite his mercy petitions.
Yeah, obviously,
His
because he was,
petitions
because
are only an eyewash.
Uday Dada, today we are, today, Uday Dada, people have made Veer Savarkar into a hate figure. Absolute hate figure. People like Tanveer Ahmed, people like Vivek Srivastava. I shall, and why, I don't understand why.
I'll finish in 1 minute.
Okay, no, briefly please, because I want to come to this immediate issue of the clash.
I'll finish in 1 minute. I'll finish in 1 minute. I'll finish in 1 minute.
Keep changing on that.
In that letter, this official writes, if Savarkar is allowed outside the jail to live on the sea coast, he has many revolutionary friends in Europe. They'll come in a vessel and they will hijack him from here.
Understood.
One.
Now
Sachindranath Sanyal, the great revolutionary, was advised by Savarkar to tender a mercy petition to get out of the jail.
So I'll come back into the history. Uday Dada, I'll come back into the history. I have one question. Someone needs to answer this. Maybe Tanveer and Gaurav can come into the debate. Now, 1 minute. Just wait a minute. Uday Dada, please wait a minute. Please allow me to wait a minute. I'll come back to you there. How is putting up Savarkar's picture anywhere? Hindu area, Muslim area, Parsi area, how is it provocative? How is it provocative? Can someone tell me for this reason is it provocative? Why is it provocative? Why is the Congress party and its acolytes saying we should not provoke the Muslim community by putting pictures of Savarkar? Why? Someone explain that.
Arnab, okay, let me explain. Let me answer. By putting Mr. Savarkar's photo.
1 minute, Gaurav Bhatia, I said on the left. Yeah.
Absolutely nothing wrong, Arnab. Putting Mr. Savarkar's picture is absolutely not provocative. I don't think it has to be provocative. It is not provocative because a certain set of people do have their heroes, and Veer Savarkar is a hero for certain people and he is not for certain people. But putting up Savarkar's picture for creating communal unrest is absolutely a crime. But one more thing I want to ask you. What did Tipu Sultan, did he fight Britishers? Yes, he did. Did he defeat Britishers in 3 wars? Yes, he did. Who was the one who was like tearing Tipu Sultan's pictures in Bengaluru, in Mysuru, in Davanagere? Who were the one who were doing it? If at all you are questioning, I think you have to really question both the parties.
I would put that differently.
BJP is
I would put that differently. I would put that differently, Tanveer. I would put that differently. One minute.
I know you will.
1 minute.
I know you will.
1 minute. Just a minute. I'll put it differently. 2 days back, your friend D.K. Shivkumar was calling Tipu Sultan a national fighter. Today, Siddaramaiah demanded the removal of Savarkar posters. I want to ask. The anti-Savarkar pro-Tipu camp, just one question. Just one question. Wait a minute, one question. It doesn't matter. Okay, he's not your friend. That's not a national issue. He's not your friend. That's not a national issue. That was only just. Please don't make yourself the issue.
No,
if I want to ask the anti-Savarkar pro-Tipu camp just one question, if Tanveer keeps quiet, and the question is this, viewers. The question is this, Tanveer, don't make me raise my voice. I can. I can raise my voice. Don't make me raise it.
You need to allow me.
No, I won't allow you because you need to listen to my question.
I lived in London for a long time. I had gone to every single museum which really tells the one who made the Britishers shiver was Tipu Sultan. What's absolutely making this...
Okay, have you finished about glorifying Tipu?
Call names to Tipu
have you
Sultan?
Finished glorifying Tipu?
Just because he's a Muslim?
Have you finished glorifying Tipu?
No,
and communalizing the issue.
I'm demoning anybody. I am telling you, every freedom fighter has their own contribution.
Usman, why are you not putting the photo of Paravir Chakra Havaldar Hamid? Answer my question, Pranab.
No, my
Why
question.
they are not putting up? They are also part of it.
I asked this question. Tanveer, 1 minute. Tanveer, 1 minute. Tanveer, 1 minute. Uday Dada, thank you. I'm getting Gaurav into the debate. Thank you. A question from me. A question from me. If you, Tanveer, have you finished glorifying Tipu? Have you finished glorifying Tipu? If you finished, I'll tell you. Okay. And I have just one point out here. Okay, it's a statement, not even a question. Because unlike you, I don't need to take a long time to make a point. My question is, viewers, I'll put it differently. If Tipu Sultan, who is accused of forced conversions, he said, you choose to die or change your religion. If he is a hero, why not Savarkar? If Tipu, he besmirched Mandya Mayangars, he is accused of killing 800 on Diwali, and till date those people don't celebrate the first day of Diwali in memory of their ancestors. If you call him a hero, why not Savarkar? And my third question tonight, for history is never written in black and white, it will be written in grays, and let me elaborate on Tipu's grays. If Tipu destroyed temples and he's a hero, why not Savarkar? Did he destroy temples? Are there not historical records?
No.
You want me to give you the names of the temples?
One temple, tell me.
Tell
me one temple which was destroyed by Tipu. Absolutely no. No, Tipu was a builder of temples. You come here to Karnataka.
I have been. Now my point being, Tanveer, thank you. Point is, don't have this anti-Savarkar mindset. Savarkar is one of the greatest sons of the country. Accept it, and many great sons of the country were erased in the past. But they cannot be erased anymore. I want Gaurav to respond to the debate. The debate is open. Gaurav first. Tanveer is on. 2 versus 2, Anand. Thank you very much. Gaurav.
Yes. Arnab, first of all, when we say there is a face-off between two personalities, Veer Savarkar ji and Tipu Sultan, there can't be a face-off between the two for the simple reason. Veer Savarkar ji is son of the soil, one of the tallest and most respected freedom fighters. And on the other hand is Tipu Sultan, a bigot, a radical, who forcibly converted Hindus. Please ask her to be quiet.
Lubna, let him complete. He's on his second sentence.
My right to speak cannot be taken
we will
away.
allow everyone to speak. But Lubna, let him complete. Thank you.
Thank you. So Arnab, if I can put it very aptly, I will tell you, वीर सावरकर जी को सर्टिफिकेट वो लोग देते हैं जो उनके पैरों की धूल भी नहीं है. And I was listening to my friend, he just said कि इनको सेलेक्टिवली पोस्टर लगाया इसलिए प्रॉब्लम है. जिन्ना का पोर्ट्रेट एएमयू में लगता है, दैट इज नॉट प्रोवोकेटिव. वीर सावरकर जी, डू यू नो हु ही इज?
जिन्ना मेरा लीडर नहीं है सर.
जिन्ना मेरा लीडर नहीं है सर. पीपल, ही इज हीरो फॉर ऑल. एंड आई विल टेल यू द रीजन.
जिन्ना मेरा लीडर नहीं है और मेरी कौम का नहीं है, मेरे देश का नहीं है.
मैंने बीच में नहीं बोला. मैंने आपके बीच में नहीं बोला था. मुझे इतना जरूर पता है. और अगर आप में तहजीब होगी, रिस्पेक्ट होगी, बीच में नहीं बोलेंगे. मैं समझता हूं यू मेड योर आर्ग्यूमेंट्स. आई एम काउंटरिंग यू नाउ. प्लीज हियर मी आउट. I find it very objectionable when Tanveer ji says that he is a hero for certain people. You know Tanveer ji, he is a hero for every Indian. I'll tell you why. There is a portrait of Veer Savarkar ji in the parliament. There is an airport named after him in Port Blair. So that, what does it mean? Our democracy reflects the opinion, collective will of the people. And when we have a hero's portrait in the parliament, then you cannot say he's a hero for one and not for the other. And I will tell you, I've lived in India. You've lived in the UK, but I've lived in India. And I can tell you, every bit of Veer Savarkar ji was for the country. Can you tell me anybody from Jawaharlal Nehru's family who got 2 imprisonment, life imprisonment, 2 kala pani ki saza? Nobody. And I have strong objection on one thing. ये मुस्लिम मोहल्ला है, इसलिए पोस्टर नहीं लगेगा. अरे कोई मुस्लिम मोहल्ला नहीं है, कोई हिंदू मोहल्ला नहीं है. भारत की भूमि है, एक एक इंच हमारा भी है जैसे आपका है, जहां चाहेंगे पोस्टर लगाएंगे। राजस्थान में अगर हिंदू यात्रा निकालते हैं, आप कहते हैं कि ये मस्जिद के सामने से गए, अरे वो रोड भी तो हिंदू की है, जहां पोस्टर लगा वो हिंदू का नहीं है। ये मुस्लिम मोहल्ला क्या होता है? स्टॉप डिवाइडिंग द कंट्री इनटू वेरियस लोकेलिटीज। We are united, we stand as one. And Tanveer, there I say that I find it very objectionable when you say that the places were selected. Any place can have a poster of any hero, and Veer Savarkar ji is the tallest.
You know, when we debate Savarkar, before I come to Lubna, as we hope to proceed
Mahatma
towards
Gandhi
the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code very soon, and I hope that happens. Tanveer, you've spoken the most so far. I want to bring in others also, please. Thank you, Tanveer. Thank you, Tanveer. There are Tanveer, please, 1 minute.
No. When you say tallest, I think Mahatma Gandhi is tallest. महात्मा गांधी जी सबसे टॉल है, इनसे बड़ा कोई है।
Okay, now that may be your view. That may be your view. It may not be somebody else's view. That's all right.
That is your view. I respect your view.
No,
that is your view.
Mahatma Gandhi has to be everybody's view.
I do not have the right to form opinions.
Mahatma Gandhi के
nothing has to be. Nothing has to be.
Mahatma Gandhi is the tallest.
Nothing has to be. Don't impose your view of history on all of us. Are you trying to say that if someone does not agree with your view of history,
you have to agree?
No, I don't have to agree with anything and stop being childishly provocative. No, I don't have to. No, I don't have to. I can say Udham Singh was the greatest. I can say Bhagat Singh was the greatest. I can say Netaji was the greatest.
Why are you comparing and imposing your view on
What do you mean?
But you cannot.
Now, anyway, don't simplify history. We know history far too well. Lubna, my next question is to you. Lubna, I'll tell you. Lubna.
You can idolize anyone. No. Just let me speak. What you all have been speaking. Just let me speak. Now let me speak.
Speak.
You can idolize whoever you want. But how can you force your leader down my throat? Besides,
what throat? Who is forcing it down your throat?
For this freedom fighter thing.
Who is forcing it down your throat? Who is forcing it down your throat?
Why are you putting those posters in
where?
Which is sensitive?
In where?
Just to polarize.
In where? No. Please complete your statement, Lubna. You just said 1 minute, Gaurav. She made a point. You are saying, why are you putting those posters where? Where? Has anyone put the poster inside your house? What do you mean, where?
An area which is sensitive.
What is a sensitive area?
An area which is sensitive.
What is a sensitive? Define a sensitive area.
This again is a Muslim angle.
Define a sensitive area. What is a sensitive area?
Communal clashes can erupt. Where communal clashes can erupt.
Communal clashes can erupt anywhere. What do you mean by a... No. Are you trying to say... 1 minute. Are you trying to say that a place which is where demographically there are more Muslims is a place where communal clashes can erupt? And a place where Hindus are there in greater number is a place where communal clashes cannot develop? Where have you got this Congressy definition? This Congressy definition of sensitive area? Please, Lubna, please clarify that comment. What is a sensitive area?
You can twist any words.
What is a sensitive? I'm not. I'm asking you, what is a sensitive area?
Now, let me complete.
I'm asking you. Tanveer, you be quiet. I'm asking her. What is a sensitive area?
Scanning the internet.
No, I'm sorry.
Let me complete. Let me complete.
Lubna, if you have come unprepared, keep
let
quiet.
Me complete.
Lubna, if you have come unprepared, keep quiet.
No, I cannot.
No,
not at all.
You can't really make a statement.
Tanveer is telling Lubna to be quiet.
Make a statement like that.
Come prepared.
It is not.
Tanveer is contradicting Lubna.
Arnab, she has come unprepared. Just because she's playing.
Even Tanveer knows that.
No, if you have come unprepared, please keep quiet.
Not at all.
No, Lubna, you have come unprepared. Please keep quiet.
Just let me complete.
Please keep quiet.
I was
speak about facts. No, you have come unprepared. What do you mean by communally sensitive? No, Arnab, it is not a communally sensitive place. No place in Karnataka is communally.
No, 1 minute. This is very wrong.
No, absolutely, she has come unprepared.
See, all this.
Lubna, what do you mean by a sensitive area? What is a sensitive area? You are saying Savarkar pictures should not be put up in a sensitive area. Define sensitive area. Define sensitive area.
If
I am condemning what Lubna is speaking, she has come unprepared.
No point.
This is not acceptable, Tanveer.
Not acceptable.
Not at all.
Tanveer, he is calling you a person who incites violence. Tanveer, he is calling you a person who incites violence.
She is calling you me.
This is an insult to my friend Tanveer.
No, Arnab, what I am trying to tell you is, no, absolutely no, it is not a communally sensitive place. It was a place where some miscreants have used it for their political benefit. From BJP and as well as from Congress or political parties.
No. You are referring to the SDPI. Okay, so my question is, okay, thank you Tanveer for your intervention. Very appropriate. Before I go to Madhu Kishwar, I have one question to Lubna. Lubna, as Tanveer has called the SDPI as miscreants. Now my question to you is, I know Veer Savarkar's contribution to our freedom struggle. Can you kindly tell me the PFI's contribution and the SDPI's contribution to our freedom struggle?
I cannot.
Can you tell me the PFI and the SDPI's and the Campus Front of India's contribution to our freedom struggle?
I cannot find.
What is the PFI's contribution to our freedom struggle?
I was just trying to scan. I was just trying to scan regarding Savarkar's contribution to freedom movement, but I cannot find it anywhere on internet.
Well, I'll tell you. If you don't know, I'll tell you. You don't need to go to Google. I'll tell you. I'm here. I can educate you about it. Madhu Kishwar can educate you about it.
Are you aware? Are you aware of his views on?
I tell you one thing. I'm telling you one thing. Okay, so I'll tell you one thing. See, Lubna.
To India? Are you aware of that?
Lubna, I am aware of a lot of things.
To Muslims?
I am completely aware.
You are just not listening to me.
I am.
You are just not listening to me.
You are going to Google to find out about Savarkar, whereas we have a person who's a Google on Savarkar, that is Uday Mahurkar. And I am also quite accomplished as far as the views of Savarkar are concerned. I can debate Savarkar with you. But I'll get Madhu Kishwar.
I'm not interested. I'm least interested.
No, how can you be least interested because it doesn't suit you? You don't want to know about Savarkar. Can I tell you about Savarkar?
I cannot find him listed anywhere among the freedom fighters. Rather, he was against the Quit India movement.
Well, just 1 minute. Lubna, I need to tell you something. You must have heard of Bhagat Singh. I hope you have heard of Bhagat Singh at least. I hope you don't attack Bhagat Singh now. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, of course.
You know, Bhagat Singh was inspired was inspired by a book called India's First War on Independence. First War of Independence. Yes, Lubna? Yes or no? He was, no? Right? And can you tell me?
Yes.
Can you kindly tell me who wrote that book on the 1857 event? And who called 1857 India's first war of independence? Who? Tell me the name of the person who called 1857 India's first war of independence, which inspired Bhagat Singh. Who? I'm asking you who.
Even I have the right to ask you. Are you aware?
I'm asking you who. First answer my question.
Are you aware of Savarkar?
First answer my question. I am aware of a lot of Savarkar. But answer my question. Who referred to 1857 as India's first war of independence?
I was the first.
Who, sir? Uday Mahurkar will tell you. Uday Mahurkar, who?
This is just not
who? Done. It is.
This is just not done.
It is Veer Savarkar.
Veer Savarkar.
It is Veer Savarkar.
It
is Veer Savarkar.
On Savarkar.
More.
It is Veer Savarkar, who you know nothing about, Lubna.
What is the real issue today? What are
Bhagat Singh,
we discussing here?
Bhagat Singh, Rajguru Sukhdev went to meet Savarkar when he was Ratnagiri.
Is this a class on Savarkar?
Yes, it is a class on Savarkar because you are attacking Savarkar. You can call it a class on Savarkar because all you people attack Savarkar without knowing anything about him. Please read Uday Dada's book on Savarkar. It's very instructive.
No. He is too insignificant for me.
No, he's not insignificant for you. You have made him a hate figure. I want Madhu Kishwar on the debate. Madhu Kishwar, what's going on?
Yes. For me. For me. No.
Yes. Madhu Kishwar, please. Can I get in Madhu Kishwar, please? Madhu Kishwar, what's going on?
Firstly,
your view.
She won't let me speak.
She will.
She won't let me
please
speak.
Let Madhu.
No, please go on. Please go on.
Okay. Firstly, Arnab, my heartfelt gratitude to you for exposing the idiocy of this entire gang. Thank you very much. It's hard to listen and put up with them, but you do day after day, and today is a great example. To my mind, it's foolish to try and convince them. It's good to expose them, but you think they'll be convinced? No. My response to such idiocy and venality would be to file a criminal defamation suit against all those people who have made careers out of defaming, maligning, blackening the face of Savarkar, who is truly, in your words, and you use the right words, is one of our tallest freedom fighters. And all these people who, without knowing, she doesn't even know the spelling of Savarkar, but she hates him. Why? Because he was not a self-loathing Hindu. That's about it. They can only get along with self-loathing Hindus. Their heroes are Aurangzeb, their heroes are Lenin, their heroes are mass murderers like Tipu Sultan, Stalin, their heroes are Burhan Wanis, their heroes are Lashkar-e-Toiba Shahabuddins, their heroes are perverts. Well, Mubarak aapko, aapke hero. Allow us to decide हमारे hero कौन होंगे, हमारे देवी देवताओं तक को तुमने इतना जलील किया. They don't just on a national debate, madam. They don't just stop. You are on a national debate. Stop at
you cannot use those words.
Look at her.
You cannot use those words.
Okay, Lubna, now that is.
I can use any word. Please ask her to keep quiet.
If you are so knowledgeable, tell me about his views on fascism and Nazism.
I ask her
on
to
views
keep quiet.
on?
I don't want to talk to her. I do not wish to engage
Lubna and Madhu, let's make each other's points and let's not speak over each other. Lubna, I'll give you equal turn later. Yeah.
See, if she is speaking about me,
the point
I
that
will
I'm
definitely
trying,
interrupt
you've
her.
already given a bulk of the time.
She cannot speak like that on a national television in front of me.
Oh, please.
She's not referred to you by name, has she?
Look at
She
that.
hasn't. Yeah, thank you.
Look at
she
that.
Hasn't. She hasn't.
Look
Now,
at
come on, please. No personal attacks. Let's continue to debate in a civil way.
To sabotage all discussion.
Let's continue to debate in a civil manner, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you, Lubna. I much appreciate it. I shall come to you in a bit because when you were speaking, she was quiet.
I'm trying
so
to,
please, thank you. Thank you so much.
Or no, just let me finish. They don't just stop at our political heroes. They also go so far as to defame and say the most horrible things about Sri Ram, Sri Krishna, Ma Sita, Ma Durga. All our Devi Devatas are also trash for them. And they indulge in defamation even about our sacred texts. We keep quiet because we are not given to sir tan se juda. Inka kuch challenge karo to sir tan se juda.
Okay, Tanvi, let's okay, Madhu, my only limited point is let us stay restricted to the subject of the debate, please. Madhu, one way, Tanvir, you be quiet, Khalikur on the right. Madhu, I am asking you, the debate is on Savarkar and Tipu. I want us to remain focused on that, please. Thank you.
One last sentence. Yes, one last sentence. My last sentence is, number one, allow us to choose our heroes. Don't try to impose yours on us.
Okay.
I don't wish to have an Aurangzeb as my hero. I have to tolerate Aurangzeb Lane. I have to tolerate Akbar, Babar, Humayun, who I consider as murderers, mass murderers. I have to tolerate them. We don't say sensitive area mein aap Akbar ka naam nahi le sakte. But don't force us that much that we have to say, okay, we will now respond in the language you understand.
Okay, now, Madhu, you made your point. Madhu, you made your point in quite a detailed way.
Defamation suit.
Yes, I would.
Defamation suit is what BJP and RSS should be filing.
Okay, my point here is, and I want to get Khalikur Rahman also into the debate. Khalikur Rahman, please, Lubna, I just come to you in a minute. Khalikur Rahman. The issue is serious, and Sandeep Singh is there on the other side. He's an author and columnist. You are there on the debate. I just want to ask you, why don't we educate people about Savarkar? Savarkar is a person who assured minorities their own rights. He said, your rights will be celebrated. He said, and I tell you this, he said, there's the famous speech, 1936, I think, Uday Maurkar will know better. He said, we shall ever guarantee protection to the religion, culture and language of the minorities for themselves. 1936, 11 years before independence, he said that. And I really hope, Khalikur, that we are all...
1937 December.
When did he say that? Uday Dada? 1936?
1937 December.
Sorry, I corrected. 1937 December.
37.
So 10 years before independence, these were his views. He was a visionary. Khalikur.
When did he give the two-nation theory?
He was... No, 1 minute. He did not give the two-nation theory. Do you understand? Do you understand the entire? Do you understand Savarkar in perspective? What are you talking about? Okay, Sandeep is on the debate. Sandeep is countering that. Sandeep is responding. Sandeep, please. First Sandeep, then Khalikor.
Father of nation. Since he gave, let me speak 2 lines. Since Savarkar gave the theory of 2 nations, let's make him father of nation of India. And let's have his picture on the currency. All people will be educated about Savarkar. Let's solve the issue. Let's accept he was the guy who gave the 2 nation theory, and that's why India is formed. And he should be father of nation, rightfully so. And his picture should be in the currency.
No, but equally.
Let's go that.
But equally, see, Sandeep, the problem is not understanding it in perspective. And Uday Dada knows this well. I'll go to a bit of history. See, Khalikor, what did Veer Savarkar say? Veer Savarkar said, same speech I think, he said that the utmost that we can do under the circumstances is to form the Indian state in which nobody is allowed any special weightage or representation. In other words, he wanted equality for all, equal representation.
Absolutely.
Equal franchise and equal rights. Equal rights. Now, that is what we are heading towards with the Uniform Civil Code. So my point is, Khalikor, has there been a misrepresentation? Why don't we, instead of, what I feel bad about is, today I was told that somebody was stabbed in Karnataka because he was wearing a tilak. This stabbing incident followed the clashes in Shivamogga. And what is the instigation for this? Somebody put Savarkar's poster. Should people start getting stabbed? Should people start getting stabbed on the basis of religion because somebody put up Savarkar's picture? What are we heading towards, Khalikor?
Yeah, Arnab, let me tell you, because I've been, in fact, very patiently and silently watching this debate for the last 40 minutes.
Yes.
And, some people, in fact, have come to this debate totally unprepared, which I think is a sign of a nervousness, maybe when they come to the debate unprepared. See, the debate here is not whose contribution is bigger or whose contribution is lesser, because the contribution of whether it is Savarkar or Tipu Sultan or any other freedom fighter is very well recorded in the history. So it is, and we are all learned people who are sitting here in the debate. So it is not that we have to, take a class from someone to, understand or appreciate the contribution of any of these freedom fighters. But the issue is, we are talking about the intolerance when someone's poster is being put up in an area which very unfortunately was defined as an insensitive area by co-panelist Dubnaji. There is nothing called sensitive or insensitive here. We are not talking about it. But here, there are a few handful of miscreants in every community, be it Muslim, Hindu or any community. But when they do this act or when they try to create unrest, and they are all politically motivated, whichever community they belong to. Let us not label them as Muslim, let us not label them as Hindus. They are miscreants and I call them anti-national, if you ask me, because the people who try to create the unrest are the communal, disturb the communal harmony of our country. We cannot tolerate it. And the Chief Minister of Karnataka has said that the investigation is going on, and why these kind of incidents happening only in Karnataka, because this is a thing which has to be
that's a fair point.
Very serious.
That's a fair point. You see, Gaurav, why is this happening in the run-up? When we are in the 1-year run-up to a Karnataka election.
Absolute election.
I think that's a fair point. While I continue to believe that Savarkar has been misinterpreted, has been misquoted and misrepresented. The question to Gaurav is a political question from Khalikor and he should answer it. Gaurav.
I should and I will. Because Khalikor, if he asks me a question, it is my duty to answer. Arnab, I'll tell you why it's happening.
Thank you.
One of the panelists mentioned PFI, SDPI, sensitive area. Do you remember when Siddaramaiah was the Chief Minister, before the elections, he withdrew terror cases from accused persons of the SDPI, PFI. And today's topic also, in a way, reflects the communal mindset of the Congress party. Because it is very sad that Praveen Kumar is attacked, but nobody from the other side speaks about his rights. They will start blaming the BJP and the government, but they will never say that a person who violates somebody's dignity, murders him, is wrong. Please be quiet, madam. Please be quiet, Lubna ji. I think you should be a principal somewhere in the madrasa. Please wait for your turn and be civilized. Arnab, these people are telling us where to put posters, where not to put.
No. 1 minute. No personal comments. No. 1 minute. Gaurav. That was unnecessary. Please continue. But no personal comments. Thank you.
Arnab, okay. Arnab, my point is very simple. First, Lubna ji said that you can't put a poster in a sensitive area. She could not tell us why it's sensitive. Second, they will tell us who our heroes are. For them, Aurangzeb is a hero. But for us, Guru Tegh Bahadur and Guru Gobind Singh ji are the heroes. So you can't impose your will on us. And I will only say, Veer Savarkar ji, just by the very fact that in 10 years, he just met his family members once. Netaji, Lubna ji, very bad. Lubna ji, my sister, please, I request you, please do not do this. It just shows your shallowness. I am making my argument. I waited patiently for my turn. So Arnab, the point that I am making is, they want to force their will on us. We can't even choose our heroes. And I just want to give a fact about Veer Savarkar ji. Indira Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi says, "Main maafi veer nahi hu." Lubna ji, what is your problem? Lubna ji, you tell me, what is your problem? You think I have no right to speak? You will take away my freedom of speech? मेरा सर तन से जुदा कर देंगी आप?
No, please go on. But don't speak about me.
So why are you taking it between, madam? Yes.
Whom do I
Yes, so
idolize?
be quiet.
Whom do I
Be quiet
idolize? Don't speak
Arnab,
about that.
I am not asking you to tell me.
You be careful with
I am
your
not
words.
asking you to even tell me.
You be careful with your words.
Yes, please. Now let me make my point.
Yes,
Arnab, I just want to say this.
If you speak about me.
The fact about Veer Savarkar ji is that in 10 years he met his family members just once. And Rahul Gandhi doesn't even know what Indira Gandhi said about him. Indira Gandhi, though Savarkar ji doesn't need any certificate, but this is what Indira Gandhi said. Veer Savarkar's daring defiance of the British government has its own important place in the annals of our freedom movement. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose praised Veer Savarkar ji. So what does it reflect? It reflects that India as a nation believes Veer Savarkar ji is one of the tallest heroes of our country. I think compared to a radical like Tipu Sultan, it is unfair.
I think my concern right now, Uday Dada, and I'd like to wrap with you. You wrap up this debate with a perspective from you. That I think when we tell people about the genuine contribution, the sacrifice, the imprisonment in Kalapani, the torture that he went through, the way he inspired people like Bhagat Singh, when we put this material out, Uday Dada, there is a sense of shock. That is this true? Tanveer is shocked today. Even Lubna is shocked when I told her certain facts about Veer Savarkar. And I think it becomes our responsibility to bring the country together by raising awareness about the contribution of Savarkar.
I have read Vikram Sampath's book.
No, you have not read anything.
I have read Vikram.
You have not done anything in an elaborate way, Tanveer. I'll give you a copy of an appropriate book, which is Uday Dada's. Uday Dada, would you like to say something to Tanveer?
Vikram Sampath has personally sent me the book. Please send me, Uday Dada, send me your book. I'll read it and I'll come back to you. Uday Dada, please send me your book.
Discuss about his views on fascism.
Certainly.
And Nazism.
Certainly, I'll do so. No, I want to put. I want to share.
And how he wanted to implement that over here.
This is Azadi ka Amrut Mahotsav. I think all of us should strive to respect our heroes, our freedom fighters, despite our differences. So as Savarkar is concerned, Savarkar stands on a different pedestal because apart from what we have discussed about him, Lubna ji, let me finish. You see, we have discussed only Savarkar, the revolutionary today. My book is about Savarkar, the visionary of India's national security. All the problems on national security front that India has faced in the last 70 years were predicted by Savarkar
and viewers and viewers
to 80 years ago.
And viewers, I'm not plugging the book, but it's a must read, and on the other side, viewers,
I have called him the father of India's national security.
And that's what people have a problem with, but people have a problem with Bose as well. And viewers, we need to change that perspective. On the other side, the controversy, huge controversy over FIFA ban on the All India Football Federation, and why the focus is on Praful Patel on the other side.
The Amity BBA has been ranked India's #1 BBA in the recently released Times of India B School 2022 rankings, a testimony to Amity BBA's globally benchmarked standards in education.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of REVA's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. REVA University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाइड क्लब प्राइम आग से बचाए।
Let's move on to a quick roundup of all that's making news from across the country. A memorial service was held at the national capital to pay homage to former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee on the occasion of the 4th death anniversary at the national capital. The ceremony was undertaken at the Atal Bihari Vajpayee Samadhi in the national capital. The teacher accused of beating a Dalit minor that led to his death was arrested and charged with murder under sections including the SC/ST Prevention of Atrocities Act. The incident also led to a Congress MLA from Paran Parachand Meghwal from resigning from his post in the Rajasthan Assembly. Two TRS leaders were seen firing rounds in the air at a birthday party in Rangareddy in Telangana. The news comes days after TRS Minister Srinivas Gaud was also seen firing shots in the air in the state. The police eventually conducted raids at the farmhouse where they seized 2 guns that were used by the leaders.
At least 3 people were trapped and later rescued due to flash floods from Uj River near Kathua in Jammu and Kashmir, leading to a rescue operation carried out by the Indian Air Force. 2 helicopters were deployed to conduct the search operation. Thammineni Krishnan, a leader of the TRS, was hacked to death in broad daylight minutes after he hoisted the national flag in Telangana's Khammam. The murder led to followers of the leader ransacking the residence of Krishnan's brother, Thammineni Koteshwar Rao, a CPM leader considered responsible for Krishnan's death. A young man threw a bomb in the middle of the crowd near the police station in the village of Bargod in Indore. 1 person was killed in the attack while 15 people were injured as a flag ceremony was to be held in the area where a local drinking with a few others hurled a bomb that was in his possession.
The situation in Shivamogga remains to escalate after yesterday's stabbing incident. Meanwhile, RAF took out a flag march on all the important junctions to ensure no clashes by anti-social elements. Remember, Section 144 has been imposed in Karnataka Shivamogga district to avoid further escalation. BJP MLA KS Ishwarappa came down heavily on the accused Shivamogga stabbing incident, stating that if such incidents continue to happen, strict action will be taken against these people. Giving an update on the victim health, BJP MLA said that
massive embarrassment for Karnataka government. Karnataka minister claims government is being managed and does not deny the tape where he makes the admission. The audio clip of Karnataka Law and Parliamentary Affairs Minister J.C. Madhuswamy, where he says that the government is not functioning, we are somehow managing, has drawn criticism from some of his cabinet colleagues.
The Amity BBA has been ranked India's #1 BBA in the recently released Times of India B School 2022 rankings, a testimony to Amity BBA's globally benchmarked standards in education.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, आग से बचाए।
Enroll in any of REVA's wide range of courses designed to take on an evolving education and an expanding future. REVA University.
आग को फैलने से रोकना मुश्किल है पर नामुमकिन नहीं। अब फायरवॉल टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, आग से बचाए।
The situation in Shivamogga remains to escalate after yesterday's stabbing incident. Meanwhile, RAF took out a flag march on all the important junctions to ensure no clashes by anti-social elements. Remember, Section 144 has been imposed in Karnataka Shivamogga district to avoid further escalation. BJP MLA KS Ishwarappa came down heavily on the accused of Shivamogga stabbing incident, stating that if such incidents continue to happen, strict action will be taken against these people. Giving an update on the victim health, BJP MLA said that he remains to be hospitalized.
दुकान बंद करके जाने के समय में एक आदमी को चाकू डाला है। हमारा सभी शिवमोगा